Welcome to Pretoria Prime. On December 24, 2025, on Glenn Deason's channel, a quiet but seismic warning was delivered in the video titled Lawrence Wilkerson, Economic Collapse Will End the US Empire, a message not cloaked in rhetoric but in raw, urgent fact. 3 trillion in debt, fading global dominance, and a system careening toward rupture. Listen closely, because what Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson laid out is not academic drama. It is a warning. Wilkerson insists, we are in a real significant empire-ending pickle right now, and he pins the cause where the numbers live. A near-term need to borrow $3 trillion, a shrinking market for dollar-denominated assets, and an oil market increasingly traded in renminbi, rubles, and rupees. Those are not abstract trends, they are structural fractures. What he got right is the shape of the problem. De-dollarization, sanctions that have pushed Russia and others into alternative payment systems, and a fiscal crunch so severe that, in his words, there's only one country in the world, bar none, that can even begin to help us with our debt, and you know who that is. That recognition that Beijing has the balance sheet capacity and geopolitical interest to temper a US unraveling reframes China from adversary to potential stabilizer, and it is the core insight that must force a strategic rethink. Where Wilkerson is most incisive is in constraining the possible responses. Either a messy accommodation toward a multipolar consortium, or the other path he warns about again and again, escalation, militarized attempts to prop budgets and preserve leverage. He even warns of the human toll. We are going to have something the equivalent of the Civil War to live through, if this is mishandled. Those are harsher but necessary metaphors. Yet the conversation also misses and soft pedals critical gaps. There is little concrete accounting for how to overcome the entrenchment of finance, defense contractors, tech monopolies, and media structures that benefit from the old order. Wilkerson alludes to camouflage and diplomatic legerdemain, but who in the Washington ecosystem will give up budgetary primacy, procurement flows, and domestic narratives that justify them? He flags the danger that some actors might prefer to go out in a mushroom cloud rather than accept financial humility, and that question demands urgent public scrutiny. Who benefits if rhetoric replaces restraint? Who controls the silence while secret talks pivot national destiny? Historically, power transitions have 2 templates: managed bargaining, like the post-war settlements, or convulsive collapse, like the Soviet unraveling with its decade of human ruin. Wilkerson is right to hold up both analogies. The path that avoids catastrophe is a pragmatic, uncomfortable transition toward shared institutions, a consortium of peer powers, restructured financial plumbing, and energy arrangements that accept multipolar reality. The hard truth he leaves us with is blunt. The country faces a choice between cooperation that preserves lives and institutions, or a desperate clinging that risks war and deeper collapse. So ask the decision makers now. Are you preparing to kneel and negotiate a stable handoff, or are you priming the weapons budget to paper over a bankruptcy of strategy? The answer will determine whether we survive this century as a republic with rough influence or fall into the historical pattern of empires that could not adapt. That's it, my friends. Please like and subscribe to support my channel. You can find more content on my Spotify and on YouTube under the handle at Pretoria Prime. Until we meet again, this was Scipio Americanus of Pretoria Prime News.